Hi, this is Fred Decker, director of the Monster Squad, and I'm here with 3 members of the squad.
Andre Gower, Sean Crenshaw.
Ashley Bank, I play Phoebe Crenshaw.
And Ryan Lambert, and I was Rudy Halloran.
There was a real Scottish-Irish quality to the character, as I recall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that Scottish or Irish, actually?
I believe Halloran is Scottish for badass.
And we're real excited. We haven't seen this movie in a while. And we hope it holds up. Of course, huge laugh there on the original theatrical release. All 4 people in the theater enjoyed that.
Very much.
No.
Well, I did.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yay. This is up in Newhall Ranch, up near Magic Mountain. And there's a shot of a castle coming up, just so you know. I tried to do a Monty Python on the Holy Grail and actually build a little miniature castle. And we did.
Just a miniature.
It's only a model, but Peter Hyams, our producer, decided that it looked fake, and so as you see, we will do a transition to a cool matte painting of a castle. See, much better.
Much less fake looking.
Yes.
That does look kind of cool.
That's a first unit shot. Looks like a second unit shot, but I actually did that myself. And then we're into second unit. Peter Hyams shot all of this. And
I mean, this is all built stuff. I mean,
yeah, this is on a stage at Clover Studios. And, I was obviously hugely inspired by the Universal monster movies. So, Dracula is not with Bela Lugosi is not a good movie, let's just be honest. But it does have armadillos. And that's why there's armadillos in this scene. Also looks like Hyams made it rain there. I didn't ask him to do that. Spooky.
I like how he has like the coolest coffin. It's all slick and
yeah, that's
he's the man,
wouldn't he?
I thought this thing was great.
This is the first Stan Winston animatronic, and it looks really cool. Transformation. Now, what I don't understand is why doesn't he just sleep in his coffin? Why does he have to hang upside down and be a
I
bat?
always wondered that too, actually.
You just need some air.
Oh, was that he needs air?
Yeah. Grabbing a smoke.
Well, it would look much less cool if he just crawled out of a coffin.
That's true.
He cleans up well. From Sweaty Bat to...
And there's the Hammer bats, of course. The tribute to the classic Hammer films. Now, Van Helsing and his crew. This is an actor named Jack Gwillim, who I didn't realize at the time was in some of the classic movies that I loved ever since I was a kid. He's in Lawrence of Arabia, he's in Jason and the Argonauts, he's in Thunderball, he's in A Man for All Seasons. This is a top-class British actor who, and I had no idea, stupidly. But he's great as Van Helsing. That's Mary Albee. She's a stunt woman so that she can do this.
And that's Bob Yerkes in the background.
Bob Yerkes, yeah.
Famous stuntman.
Yeah, if you see enough movies and you know what stuntmen look like and you recognize them, you always know that stunts are going to happen before they do. Because you see the actor and go, oh, that's a stuntman. It's a pretty cool set for one scene.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, even the coffin room in this, it's just, I mean, it really sets it.
Actually, when I walked onto the set for the first time, I said, oh, I'm in a movie. A real movie.
Yeah.
This looks amazing.
Now, what had you done prior to that, Ryan?
I was on a show called Kids Incorporated, singing and dancing.
And it was like a variety show? Were there sketches? I confess I was not familiar with it.
It was, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about Squahd.
I would like this too. This is one of the, right there, that was an actual jump in your seat type.
Yep.
One of the good reaction.
And zombies, of course. You can't have a movie like this without zombies. Now, that fireplace was actually, in the art director's sketches, was half that size, and I looked at the sketches and I said, I want a Citizen Kane fireplace. So you have to be able to walk into it. And sure enough, a couple days later, there it was.
Nice.
It's an actress named Sonia Curtis.
She was cute.
I always wondered what
Yeah.
happened to her.
Dude, now you
She
know.
got sucked into
now you know.
Jack is no longer with us, but he was actually in the Royal Navy for 20 years before he was an actor. He was part of the Royal Shakespeare Festival, Shakespeare Company, with Ralph Richardson and John Gielgud and Richard Burton, people like that.
I was like, how there's like a zombie guy hanging on to the other guy. And
And there's floor effects. There's actually people hanging there on wires.
yeah. Oh boy.
Now, when it says present day, excuse the 80s hair.
Where was this school?
That was on the west side.
Yeah.
Santa Monica.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy who plays the principal is so goofy.
Gwill Richards,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. I looked him up on IMDb, and Gwill has one other screen credit.
Really?
Yeah. It's this movie and one other. But I liked him. I thought he was,
Yeah, he's perfect.
He's a great principal. He smelled like dust. And spider with human head.
Spider with human head.
Dogs and cats and rabbits.
Does he?
Sean thought him up. You see, sir, we kind of have this monster club, okay? And we draw those pictures to put on our clubhouse walls.
Correction, Mr. Crenshaw.
That was looped and I nailed it. I remember that.
Okay. Cathead Woman, yeah. And then so he talks about Cathead Woman, and then I had to find an actress and actually give her a cat-shaped hair.
That's great. My best friend throws me under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes Robbie and I were laughing, making fun of this guy, and I almost crack up in the scene. There we go.
Because he touches you?
He touches me and we're just laughing and we're just tickled. I don't know. We're laughing. Very unprofessional. Sorry, Fred. Sorry.
You were what, 13?
Yeah. He was great.
Now, I'm sure both of you know a great deal about monsters, but that's not the issue here. The issue is science is real. Monsters are not.
I like how we both are just really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that, sir.
Grrr.
Tell me about it. Touching the cat.
Now, this is the scene that Dustin Diamond was supposed to be in.
I mean, when they send you
Wasn't he trading? He was trading bubblegum cards.
Yeah, he came up and did it and
Yeah.
wigged out, traded, and then
Yeah.
went out.
But it just, something about it wasn't playing. It was cluttering the scene up. And
sorry, Mrs. Carlson.
there's
I think
that.
we had enough. There wasn't enough.
Cathead Woman seems afraid to meet your gaze there. I'm not quite sure what that's about.
Well, I remember the whole thing trying to shoot that, and it got changed. That we should have gone down at the same time.
Oh.
And I remember that, and it just didn't work. But it ended up like that, so it looked good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our show.
And here's Brent Shalin,
What makes Becky
who we lost in, what, 1999?
No, it was 91 or 92.
Was it that?
Yeah.
Was that early?
He was young.
It was 92.
Oh, it's a
It was
shame.
either 91 or 92.
Pneumonia. He was living in Las Vegas, and apparently he passed away.
okay? At least I don't have a
So Jason Hervey you'll recognize, of course, from
safe
The Wonder Years and maybe Back to the Future. And he went on to partner with Peter Guber in a sports-themed entertainment company. Now he's got his own company that does the same thing, wrestling
And
specials.
like NASCAR stuff too.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the great Adam Carl.
Tell us about Adam, Ryan,
Adam's great.
because you guys are still buddies.
Yeah, Adam's buddy of mine still, yeah.
Oh, and here you are
And the big entrance.
with the penny loafers.
Oh, yeah.
What a great shot.
Now, did he take the match out before he skidded to a stop?
I think he always has one at the ready.
Okay.
You okay?
Now, Brent is really good in this scene. He looks genuinely like he's been
Oh, he was.
tortured.
I think it was really good.
Those look like real tears.
I think they are. I think Jason did put a number on them.
Are you saying Jason was cruel to Brent?
No, I'm just saying in that scene, I mean, he really, he made it real. Brent was good. I mean, it was a good reaction. And Jason wearing his little brother's shirt. I remember the scene direction on EJ picks up the candy bar that has dust and lint and even maybe poo on it. I remember that in the original scene.
Sounds like a Shane Black line. Somebody was talking to me about, a 5-year-old walking home, but I think the boys are walking her home.
Well, she came up at different streets.
That's a good point. Yeah, she's beating to her own drum there.
Yeah, Dwarf, so you would see his Wolfthorpe.
Those glasses are way too big. For
They're
me.
awesome. They're so
And the
awesome.
wolf door.
He was way ahead of his time.
Great house.
There's a real house in Santa Monica.
It really is scary looking.
Good set dressing.
Yeah, well, we put up the weeds and we put up the chain link fence.
Kind of dusted up the windows.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a dude on welfare. That's great.
What's interesting later, we'll see the inside of Scary German Guy's house, and it's immaculate. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Bright and shiny.
It's like he makes it scary outside just for effect.
Sean, he's in junior high. I heard he killed his dad. Get out of here, Phoebe the Phoebe.
I heard he killed his dad. Now, the four of us are perplexed at how Phoebe heard that he killed his dad,
But
Yeah.
nobody else knows.
but nobody else knows.
I know a lot of things that nobody else
That's
knows.
who's running in Phoebe circles with her friends. And here comes lessons.
This is
Don't do
Andre's-
this at
this is
home.
Andre's
This is my favorite part. Don't look left, look right, look
Just-
left again.
just run.
Just run across the street.
I know.
Also, you fumble that line, and it's charming. We left it in. Scary Jerry
yeah.
German. Jerry.
Yeah.
These two guys.
And
are my
ironically, this is one of my
favorite.
favorite
I love
favorite
these
scenes in this
guys.
movie.
Seriously.
One of my favorites.
Well, that's David Preval, who was in Mean Streets and The Shawshank Redemption. He's a wonderful actor.
He's just on The Sopranos.
He was on Sopranos, and yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's still working a lot, and he was part of Peter Hyams' stock company. So some of the actors in this movie come from having been in other films of Peter's. And this guy on the left is Daryl Anderson, who was Animal on. He was the photographer on Lou Grant and an actual photographer in real life.
That's not Jonathan Simbert? Sorry, John.
No, you're not.
Ryan is referring to our producer, Jonathan Zimbert, who, bears more than a passing resemblance.
I love how a bat flies by him and then he's unfazed by it. He's like, whoa!
And then he's looking for it like the other way.
And there's a rat. This plane is just overrun with vermin.
What was that?
He's like, whoa, because things fly at my face on my plane all day long.
Oh, no, he knows there's something back there.
Wait.
This is
That's just, yeah.
This is just total Spielberg steal as the character who's oblivious to the thing behind them. I'm sure I got that from Duel with Dennis Weaver in the phone booth as the truck comes after him.
I love that Frankenstein is in a crate on a plane. For no apparent reason.
Well, no, Dracula shipped him. Dracula's shipping him here. This is all part of the master plan.
It's only every 100 years when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
And the other question is Frankenstein Bavaria, is that the name of the guy? Is it? Is there a place called Frankenstein, or is it being shipped from a guy named Frankenstein? Or... Obviously, that's so that we know who is in that crate.
Some other, good mat work there. That's
Richard Edlund.
not existent anymore.
Yep,
But mat
that's
artists.
right. There's no digital effects in this movie.
Even like the later on, a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Two ways to kill a vampire.
Now that didn't quite work. That's Dracula's cape landing in the tree. And if I didn't tell you that, you may not know that. So that's bad directing.
Which is always good because he gets it back right away.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he turned from a bat into a fully clothed man, so presumably it just appears.
That really is, if you look at it, the really
Ryan's favorite part.
My baby, my baby. Going back,
my little whiny
you guys actually made me hang out that window, climbing up
Of the real treehouse?
of the real
when the
treehouse.
teacher wasn't
Oh,
looking.
with
one of
When
the
you lured the teacher away.
one of the grips, or I can't remember who it was, but it was holding on to my feet, making sure I didn't fall out.
Pete the dog, named after Pete the pup in the Our Gang series.
Yeah.
And now,
Can't you read? Mom says you have to let me in the club or else it's prescription. That's discrimination, jerkoid.
prescription. Was that were
This
these
is-
lines
this
tough
is-
to wrap your lips around?
I think it's just a personal thing because prescriptions drugs is still a hard thing for me to say right now. And it's 20 years later, so. I was like, there's an enormous saliva bubble in Robbie Kiger's mouth right here when he's saying this thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Visible.
just, it always
I've never noticed that before.
And Ryan's like, oh, you youngsters. It's just-
I like you
I
just
always
leave
like
everybody
that
in your
scene how it was
treehouse.
originally written because it was a lot longer and we were all looking at Playboys.
Oh
Remember that?
yeah.
And then the knock comes, we hide them.
That's right.
And then it comes back out after everybody leaves, but it just didn't. I always thought it was good.
Completely forgot about that.
And I was like, this part, we did this 100 times, we couldn't get the
We
holy
did do
shit
this.
right.
We did it.
And then it ended up, Fred was like, quit, because we were working on it right here.
Yeah, we
It was
finally got it.
two-staged. And you said, you know what? Just forget it. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Just
Yeah.
forget it. It ended up being right.
Now, this is, of course, Mary Ellen Trainor, who actually has appeared in 3 things I've written. This and the very first episode of Tales from the Crypt, which was directed by her husband at the time, Robert Zemeckis. And she's also in Ricochet, which...
She was awesome.
yeah.
And just, we don't know where that car is.
Everyone wants to know about the car.
Everybody wants to
You
know
probably
about
just
the
got
car.
it from like picture cars.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying now this Dracula's M.O., which I'm just unclear about. He's got a car. He's planned to have this crate shipped. It's clearly a nefarious plan. I just have no idea what it is.
And I always like this little skull effect.
That always freaked me out.
It was so...
Well, that was actually a homage to William Friedkin, and the Exorcist is full of subliminal cuts, and that's not exactly subliminal, but
This scene to me always seemed very Spielbergian, very Close Encounters, family-oriented kind of.
it's high praise. And of course, Stephen Mocked. You've seen in a million TV shows and movies. He was on Boston Public and Melrose Place, Murder, She Wrote.
I love the mauve wallpaper.
Yeah, this art direction skews a little older maybe than this couple is, doesn't it?
Not for
No,
the
but
not for the 80s.
But if you look at Mary Ellen Trainor's puffy sleeve
Oh, definitely.
hair, it just works perfect.
Definitely. But I have to say, I really like you guys' costumes. I love, I even like Fat Kid's costume. It's very 80s.
Nothing fits anybody.
It's very 80s and it's got those colors that pop. I really like it.
I think that shirt is the only thing you wear during the whole movie that's actually your size.
Yeah.
Marriage counselor.
Again? I thought you quit smoking.
Now, seeing this movie in retrospect, we've realized that there's a lot of stuff in it that's kind of now considered politically incorrect. And I think Dad lighting up a cigarette while he's having his heart-to-heart is maybe
Right.
one example of that. Is that a bedpan? What was that?
I mean, that's a mom and a
I don't mind it. Maybe it's the apron is too much. Now this is very much the contribution of Shane Black, who I wrote the movie with, and I think he brought in the whole element that your dad, that Stephen Mock's character would be a cop in the first place, and it really helps, not just the fact that he has to go out and be a cop, but the family dynamic here, the tension.
right.
I'm a werewolf. Take it easy. Werewolf, you don't understand. You gotta lock me up. You gotta put me in.
Stan Shaw, wonderful actor,
Another pretty good actor.
and Jonathan Gryce, of course, who you probably know from Napoleon Dynamite.
It's a great sound effect there with a growl. It's not human.
Yeah. Big stunt. We did that twice. The first time it didn't work.
It didn't break.
The whole thing went cattywampus. Here's the patented triple cut, which also appears in the motion picture Night of the Creeps. Actually, it's the same exact shot, except in that one, the camera's spinning around. This is Ernie Brown, this night watchman, who is a great actor who I saw in Albert Brooks' Lost in America.
Yeah.
And he's a pharmacist, and Albert Brooks comes
Great
in
scene.
looking for a job, and I said, I got to put this guy in something. And so this was a great opportunity to use him. He's not with us anymore.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, one little...
Let's be firemen instead.
That's a great line.
That's Shane's line. And then this line is a callback also to Night of the Creeps. 200. It's either 2,000-year-old dead guys don't get up and walk away by themselves. Cut to
2,000-year-old dead guy walking away by himself.
This is USC. This is outside the museum, the actual museum that we just shot the interior of.
And I like this. I don't know what this guy, he's obviously not listening to something, but in the radio, and he's got a Walkman.
Oh, yeah, he's
on.
listening to a
That's
Walkman,
great.
yeah.
He's listening to a Walkman, and he's like, yeah, I don't want to listen to work.
I think you did more thinking about this character than me or the actor.
I always thought this.
He's thinking about his pension and his
It's like my
ex-wife.
$4 $25 hour
Ex-wife is like
job
12.
driving dead people.
Okay.
I thought this
Touche.
is a great little transition too. Another good jump out of your seat.
Big scare, yeah. That was my girlfriend at the time.
Another good, interesting with a matte painting and
Mm-hmm.
this is on a soundstage.
Which I guess we built just for the shot.
Yeah, it was just the roof.
Or scene, I should say. See, Dad still loves him.
Even though you couldn't go see Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
They're going to make do.
Brought up by more than one person while I'm sitting on a roof with a transistor radio in a lightning storm. Next to the antenna.
Because you really want to see this movie.
That I've seen. And now, was that supposed to be Groundhog Day? Or was that supposed to, because I think when he said I ruined it for you because I said this is the best part.
Yeah, so how did you know?
So how did I know?
Yeah.
But it's right outside my window. I would have seen this movie before.
Yeah. This is, by the way, years before the Bill Murray movie. Shane and I were just making fun of all of the holiday-themed horror movies at that time.
But that's
I
fine.
like Halloween and...
Yeah, now this snake, I'm sure, does not exist in Northern California. Or North America, I should say.
What do you think he's doing now?
The snake?
He was on Buffy for like a year.
Should get his autograph.
Yeah, there's no giant boas in North America, and there's no armadillos in Transylvania.
There's also no wolfmen.
Ah, that's where you're wrong.
So. That's a cool show. That's a great helmet.
This is the Monster Rally, and so it's real important that it has that it works.
This is kind of like
so everybody has an entrance,
and it works.
Yeah.
And I love how the mummy has one little this annoying little piece of hair, and it's always coming down in his eye. It's great.
We haven't talked about Duncan Regehr, but for my money, he would be in the top 3 or 4 Draculas I've ever seen. He just came in and he had such conviction and kind of gravitas. There was none of the kind of, there was none of that cheese that we kind of see in Dracula. And it's important because he's the villain of the piece. He's the mastermind.
He really does an excellent job of being absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Because he's...
Without being too much.
Yeah.
Well, like all good acting, he's playing it for the reality of it. He's not, he's not mugging.
Mm-mm.
Yo, man, that's a cool. That looks good.
I'm just, for my own sake, I'm going to try and track what function each of the monsters has in this grand scheme. Now, Creature was vitally important to getting this crate out of the soup there.
That's right.
Conceivably, we haven't seen what Frank's going to do, but conceivably, he's really important. But what are Wolfie and the Mummy doing?
The Mummy's like the he's the heist guy. He's the heist guy. He's the electronics
guy. He's the explosives.
He's the nerdy one. Wolfman's obviously the bag man, the hitman, and Frankenstein's the muscle.
Got it.
Yeah, I always wondered, Dracula's really in, he has a purpose. He has like a mission. And I always wondered if the other ones really actually cared.
Well, Wolfman cares, as we'll see in a moment, because he gets very excited about this whole thing. See?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to jumpstart Frankenstein without Mummy, because he probably, with his ancient Egyptian knowledge, made that staff.
Good try.
Those Egyptians, they knew a lot.
Tom Noonan was Rob Cohen's suggestion. Rob was working with Michael Mann and was really heavily influenced by Michael Mann. And of course, Tom was the killer in Manhunter. Mm-hmm. And we were really lucky to get him. He's terrific in the movie.
Put the candle.
I love shooting the scene.
Like this.
You still sleep with Scraps, don't you?
I wish I still had scraps.
Hey, guess what I found?
What?
I have scraps.
You have scraps? There must have been more than one.
Well, I
had one for a while.
Yeah, they actually were planning on doing a commercial run of Scrapses.
Were they really?
Yeah, and so I have one of the prototypes.
Oh, wow.
Say good night.
I like the rain on the window.
Good night, Scraps. Good night, Emily. Good night, sweetheart. Are you gonna yell at him? Honey, I love you.
So Mary Ellen was really sweet to you, right?
She was wonderful. She was very motherly and...
Of course you did. I'll talk to him about it, sweetheart.
And see, without the apron, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You look like you're really comfortable right there.
I did. I had those same sheets, actually, in my own
It looked
house
like there was
at the
musical
time.
notes on them.
There
The
were.
staff and
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I actually walked onto set and I was like, I have those sheets at home.
And people talk about this as a kid's film or a family film, but this scene is pretty intense. I mean, they're really going at it.
Yeah, if you're actually listening to what he's, you listen to what he says. He's
Yeah.
like, no, come on, seriously,
It's very
Tell me what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's very terse and angry.
And I love that. It says Van Halen diary. I always love that. That's genius.
How do you
And
know?
then, of course, I messed the scene up by being left-handed. Because it was blocked and shot and lit and everything, and then they had to move the camera to go on the other side when I sat down at the table.
Notice the blackout also. Everything's by candlelight in the fire because the storm has knocked the power out.
Mm.
Why? Spooky.
Things are getting scary.
When in doubt, spooky.
I love how you automatically know that it's like an anagram.
Well, I don't know if in the original something is this a comeback? Were we doing those before or something? And I always thought that would have been a good if we had another
Possibly.
scene that we had done
Possibly.
this thing because it's like what we do in our club.
Yeah, possibly.
What a
Because
nerdy monster
it's
club.
arguably lame as it is.
I mean, it might have been the great scene.
But I
This
love
guy's
the conviction you had at that moment.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Now, this is Bob Lesser, who's one of the Hyams stock company, who fans of Die Hard will remember as the guy on the plane who teaches Bruce Willis to ball up his bare feet if he's feeling uncomfortable at the beginning of that movie.
Yep. Yeah.
You on the bed. Come on, out, take a hike.
Michael looks over to the invisible guy.
I think Michael does a great job in this scene.
In the closet? Sure. We can go in.
I think this is one of the genuinely funny parts
Well,
of the entire movie.
they both play this very well, and it's very much, for
Yeah.
me, kind of take your time with it. Now it's Michael.
It's like, oh, jeez.
He's so mortified that he can't say, Dad, it's still there, it's still there. He just, because his dad is telling him nothing's there, he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. And here comes Andre.
My favorite, the very nimble mummy getting
the
out of it very
fastest
quickly.
mummy
That's
on
only
Earth.
half open.
And also he's getting more scared because it's leaving. Shouldn't he be happy?
It's us. We're the monsters. Since when?
And that is one of my favorite widescreen shots in the movie. That's using the aspect ratio 2:35 in a way that's really affecting.
I heard my dad talking on the telephone to a guy down at the police station. There was a guy screaming he was a werewolf, and they shot him. Then the body disappeared from the corner van. The corner guy was dead. So what? He got shot in a
I like how all Rudy does is take pictures.
I think he looks
No,
at
he also
photos.
smokes and drinks.
So yeah, that's right.
Must have been regular bullets, not silver.
Great reaction here, Ron. I like this. Yeah,
I know this will sound pretty stupid, but a mummy disappeared.
So cool.
had to bring out your favorite part.
Mummy came in.
I guess if you're cool, you can be a perv. Like if he was if he was an
Like
old
if he was a
guy.
nerd, it would just be gross.
Exactly. If he was 60 and paunchy and balding, it would be kind of creepy. But because he's cool, you can get away.
I always like the part when the fat kid farted. It just did. We did it so many times, and it still didn't catch exactly right.
What I like about it is it reflects the tone of the movie because he does the joke, which is a fairly lowbrow joke.
Mm-hmm.
Fat kid farted, and then you just jump right in, like, shut up. I'm talking about something serious, which is we have a problem we have to solve, and that to me typifies the tone of this movie, which is it never gets. It's funny, but there's a conviction to it,
She just wouldn't happen to live next door, would she?
So what?
That girl's your sister?
So what do you say?
He just figured out why he's in the Monster Squad.
Fact
Oh, so that's what.
of being a huge open flame in a wooden box 30 feet up in the air.
How does that dog get up here anyway?
And we actually shot a shot of how the dog got up there.
Did we?
Yeah. In a little pulley
little-
thing, and
really?
then that was used early, or later rather. Ask Michelle to do "Oh Peter." It's dead on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she goes,
Oh,
Peter. Yeah, so I'll be there, and I go. She goes, "Oh, Peter." Michelle does it dead on. It's actually kind of hot.
In a bunch of those movies.
It's a great exterior. Yeah. I love this bottom dungeon place. It's a great set too.
I remember walking through there when you guys were setting up and being like, this place is creepy.
It was great.
I like the precariously placed rats.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because number one, how did they get there? And how long have they been there? Because they can't go anywhere. And they have fantastic balance. And what is that huge bone?
There's a femur sticking out. That's cool.
See, he was another big animal that stayed on the ledge and died on the ledge and just stayed there. Slowly decayed.
I love it.
So listen very carefully. Van Helsing's diary is missing.
Same thing. He's giving him instructions and he's fighting it but coming back and he's understanding. And yes, getting programmed.
And then Phoebe does the same 3 scenes later.
That's right.
Yeah, apparently Frankenstein is very susceptible.
It melts his 100-year-old heart.
I would melt anybody's heart.
But again, the conviction that those two actors bring to that's the first time I've seen those characters
Yeah.
like that since the Universal films.
And not like this, for some reason, I was so tired this day. I looked like I just had a big, 3-day bender.
Yeah. Did you do that when you were 13?
No.
Probably.
No.
Brent, the shorts are awesome.
That shirt is. I don't know.
This is actually Brent's best scene. I
The
love
wardrobe
this.
lady must have hated him. She was just not nice.
I'm wearing the Charlie Brown rugby.
I okayed all this wardrobe, guys. And I'll stand by it.
Well, I think it worked. And this is just a creepy shot. I mean, this classic shot. I thought that was almost better than. It's a great
Pretty
shot.
cool backyard when you think about it that the Crenshaws have. Probably really expensive.
I think this is one of the best shots in the movie that's coming up when right here, and that's just a great shot.
Love the soft focus to that. That really works. Last Chance for Pie is an in-joke in my family that's been around for the last 20 years.
And now it's in ours.
Now. Because do we actually think he's going to take a knife and kill them? Horace just thrilled to be eating pie. Now again, the inside of this house is sort of immaculate, but the outside is spooky.
Looking thing, don't you think?
Scary German guy's bitching. So the thing I don't understand is the part about.
And it was so brightly lit to get that sunlight in it. It was just, it was that daytime. Got to get it.
I love that you guys just walk around.
Tough to look
touching
into
his
it. Yeah. It's worth $17,000 at Sotheby's, but here, go play with it.
But speaking of the lighting, I mean, that was a conscious choice to make this kind of warm and inviting.
Right, I'm just saying, remember
the
sitting there looking into it, it was stuff that was right into his...
Acting the scene, having it in your eyes. But the idea that he's this spooky guy, but in fact, once they're in his house, they're very comfortable.
Well, he's got lace and doilies everywhere, it's great.
Here's a question. Where's Mrs. Scary German Guy?
I don't think there is one.
How do we know? I guess she'd show up at some point if there was one.
I feel like he has like this past, like you get it when he closes the door later on. He has this like sad past, and you feel like he's kind of lonely, and he lives in this house all by himself.
Well, the movie is actually that you mentioned that the movie's about misfits. I mean, everybody in this movie somehow doesn't. Why is Rudy, if he's so cool, what is he hanging around with 10-year-old kids for? How come they all have to form their little club? Because they don't fit in school. Obviously, Frankenstein's monster is a bit
the
of
ultimate. That's why I think it works, because everybody can relate to somebody almost, or at least a piece of that.
I like to think Rudy really did kill his dad. And he's using the Monster Squad as like an escape. Like he's kind of like in a witness protection program type situation. Maybe his name isn't even Rudy. Maybe he's actually in a little band called Giz Incorporated. Hiding from the cheesy sequin costume.
I think it's a good. I mean, I think Leonardo's really good in this. Veteran actor. That's a great little. Brent pops up.
I don't like that he's out of focus. He's not the focus of the scene. He's just playing it in the background. But again, I think the key to making this kind of stuff work is to play it it's ridiculous, but just play it as though it's real, and suddenly it has this gravity to it.
Why does Robbie look so sunburned? Look at him.
100 years ago? Tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll take the hit for that, Andre. There's a couple things here.
And bye, thanks.
I'll see you later.
All the other world's for great. Bye.
Thanks for bye.
I like that Robbie putting his resting his arm on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that?
No. But I also gave him a look like.
Dude, please don't touch me.
Now would I?
Man, you sure knew a lot about monsters.
Now that you mention it, I suppose I do.
And I think there's your answer. I think there's where Mrs. Scary German Guy.
That's a very good thought. I mean,
that was my
occurred to me too. Yeah. That moment was very controversial, and I always argued that it lent a reality base to it that I don't think it's incongruous. I think if you can convince the audience that this takes place in the real world, then the fantasy works better, as opposed to everything being in a fantasy world.
We get a virgin. A virgin? Okay, right. Then what? Well, our virgin takes the amulet, reads the magic spell from the book, and...
I like how three buddies would walk that close down an alley together.
You're close.
Spit take number 1.
Who you?
How many
Checking out the server.
8.
There's one. Peter Hyams really argued with me about that cut. I said, it's a smooth cut. They're throwing rocks. He goes, is he spitting in the water? Well, no, it's just a cut. It's smooth.
I
I always love
remember when they told me to bite your hand, and I was like, no, really?
About a thing like this. Baby, handle life, okay? You're being a spaz. Ow! God!
You seem genuinely excited here. Well, how did we do that?
She's good.
I actually remember getting kind of upset at you, Fred, in this scene because why would Rudy run away? Why would he be scared?
Because he's too cool.
Yeah, he would stay. Rudy would stay.
Please.
Did you bring it up at the time?
Not like he.
Yeah, we didn't. You kind of booked over that fence. You were kind of cool. But then you cheer me on.
But one of the subtexts that we've been talking about is that Rudy is actually kind of full of crap.
Right,
This facade is really tough.
Also, this is also the first time you put Rudy behind like a shrubbery. There's another scene with.
Oh, that's right. Later on, it's finding shrubbery. It's a recurring motif.
My favorite line.
There it
Shrubbery
is.
It's the first time I ever cursed in my life.
Aw.
Was there any controversy about that with your mom? Or
No, I think that I was afraid to do it. That I was like, is it okay? Am I going to get
Your
in
mom
trouble?
said, like,
And my
go
mom
for
was
it.
like, go for it. It's fine.
Because that's a huge laugh.
I like how Rudy's not gonna man up, but he tells me, "Yeah, go for it."
Shrubbery.
I don't like this part because I say like, brother and sister. Does mom?
Oh yes, because it's a secret.
My first time. Here we go. Tom drilled the bejesus out of me when he did that.
Did he really?
Can't believe
He was in the moment, man.
Let's ask him to leave, okay?
Yep, Thomas seemed to be very method at the time, and didn't you guys say he was always in
Always.
Always.
Never allowed. We never saw him without makeup. Never saw him not fully
The first time
costumed and on set.
I've actually never met Tom.
Really?
No, I've never met him.
I thought you would at least get that out of the way.
No, I sat in a room with him while we shot this scene. While they were doing an over shoulder. They were doing an over shoulder from my point of view to him, and we sat there for a very long time, and he would not break character. He was pretty amazing.
I love that the Frankenstein's monster is in our culture, but also really exists.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
And everyone start crying.
I gotta say that it works like gangbusters, and a lot of it is you, Ashley. A lot of it's Tom, but I also have to tip my hat to Bruce Broughton.
Yeah, that kicks in right there.
It's quite lovely. And that's Phoebe's theme, by the way, we're hearing.
Oh, really?
That was the first piece of music that he ever played for me, was on the piano. He said, I think this is Phoebe's theme.
Oh,
and you'll hear it throughout the movie.
That's why I like that piece of music so much.
That's what it's called in the sheet music.
Wow, I have a theme.
Yeah, it was the first thing he played for me.
So exciting.
So after the DVD, then we're going to release the soundtrack, right?
It's already ready to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He actually has a couple. He's got like a best of his own stuff.
Yeah.
And there's
Several
a couple
of those,
tracks.
actually. Yeah. But they remastered and did the whole thing. Duncan and I had a bit of a row on this scene, and it was really the writer's fault. I really blame Shane and Fred, because there was a speech that he had to make about Van Helsing and tipping the balance, and he could smell the amulet nearby, and it didn't quite work. And Duncan was convinced when I was saying it didn't work that his performance wasn't working. So things got a little heated there.
Oh, sir, you are mistaken. There is someone to stop.
And it's these guys.
And I remember.
Have you guys seen Team America?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, then you know the song about there's got to be
Gotta
a
be a
montage.
montage. And here it is.
There is no 80s movies.
Perfect
complete.
example.
That's why I said it. And I remember I was just supposed to be in my underwear. And I was like, no. Can I have a t-shirt? He said, no, you're sleeping in your underwear. I was like, no, I need a t-shirt.
Because you were shy?
I guess.
There's the one scene in the film I absolutely have no recollection of shooting.
I think it's a great shot. I like this thing. I love this.
Now
Hey,
I'm
here
in
to
an
go to the
apron.
other side.
It's the recurring
Fred.
motif.
I think that's a cool shot.
That was Peter. He did most of the second unit, but I think I shot this, didn't I, Ashley?
Yes, you did. I remember you were like, okay, so play with the things, but don't talk. And I was like, why can't we talk? I don't understand. I had no idea that it was a montage of what we were doing.
Oh, I see.
Eugene's
Because we're gonna put it.
rocking out.
Because we're gonna put a song over this.
Fantastic grammar. Come.
This is actually
Quick, there
the
are.
setup for one of my favorite jokes in the movie. Pete puts himself to good use there.
Pete. Yep.
I love that he's making.
Peanut butter on the envelope.
But I love that he's making business cards. Like you're making steaks and bullets, and he's making business cards.
He's gonna, he's gonna grow up to be a, broker or something.
Now, Ryan. Now, just make silver bullets. What? I'm supposed to, huh?
How do I do that?
Ow, this stuff's hot.
And then that formed
You did it very well.
Silver bullets stuck in my pack of cigarettes.
I always liked that. That was cool.
Cheney College there, in joke for you Universal Monster buffs. Okay, now here comes some bad directing. Ready? This was not Ryan's choice. I told him to do this.
Spit take number 2.
Subtle it ain't. Oh, that's right, we do have another one.
He has like 3.
Tight pants.
Yeah.
Match cut.
Frankenstein photographer. I know you're cool. You're just hanging out.
Well, yeah, if you don't let me hang out, I'm telling Mom.
I've already seen those pictures a lot. I even gave Frank my shades. Check it out.
John Grice's big scene.
Isn't it like we're all campy and montage, light and airy, and then we're dark and spooky again?
Yeah,
That's great.
Well, I think that's the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons that it holds up. Whenever it sort of ventures into cheese, it pulls back and gets serious or gets spooky or something. Some very bad Shane Black puns there. See, he can't, he locks everybody up.
He locks everybody.
That's his MO.
And the wenches.
The wenches here is Mary is the stunt woman on the right, but the other two are college chums of mine.
Yum.
And one of them ended up marrying Shane Mahan, who worked for Stan Winston on the creature effects on this movie.
Oh.
That's some obscure Monster Squad trivia there for someone.
Well,
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
if that's not what we're here for, I don't know what.
Last night, near the ambulance crash, get this eyewitness report. A long black hearse. No plates. You want to ask me about the hood ornament?
Stan has been in some classics, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Rocky. He's in The Great Santini. He was also in Daylight, which was directed by Rob Cohen, who's one of our producers on this movie. But he actually started in blaxploitation, like Truck Turner and TNT Jackson, movies like that.
I think it's a great time. I think with
The two of
Dell
them-
as the character, he's just. Ugh.
Well, the two of them have such good chemistry together, too.
Well, that's the Shane Black buddy cop,
Buddy cop,
black
yeah.
and white thing.
Yep.
This was his first screenplay, by the way.
Great on-camera transition, nasty effects.
Yeah, Steven was really ticked at me at that moment for some reason. I was asking for some result direction, and he just didn't want to give it to me. So he's more irked than terrified that his son is in peril.
CW.
Destroying public property there, Mr. Man.
I love Frank in the background. Look at him.
I was probably mad that I had to ride slow.
Why did you ride slow?
No, just as a, because I'm always mad and tell everybody what to do. I'm like, hurry up.
There it is, Ryan.
More shrubbery.
Shrubbery scene number 2.
Stalker.
Takes in shrubbery.
He's kind of stalking.
Oh, yeah.
If that wasn't Patrick's sister and he hit me like that, Rudy would have beat his ass.
Yeah.
Jump out of your seat number 3.
Now, presumably, Creature is attempting to actually kill little Eugene. Because it's stupid that he would just sort of jump out of the water and scare him.
Right.
So once again, Gilman is not terribly effective monster in this film, as we will continue to see.
But he works.
No, but he looks fantastic.
Yes.
So cute.
Great scene.
So? What did you want to ask me? What do we want to ask you? Okay. Sis, me and Rudy.
Your show, Ace.
Okay. We just wanted to know. Have you ever...
The classic coughing while asking the question that you're uncomfortable about.
What's your brother? So delicately attempting to inquire, and let me have my own.
This is my audition scene, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so. I think it was one of them.
What's the most words you had to say in one scene, I guess, is why.
Yeah.
I love how you get her by threatening her. After all of it, you're trying to be all smooth.
This movie was made before the days of, DVD and the ability that you have to, go frame by frame digitally. So you'll see that picture is in fact
Of a girl.
not at all
Yes,
Lisa
right.
Fuller with her top off. A different.
Is it
human.
a girl in a black shirt or something?
Girl in a red.
I've never looked at it myself, but I know.
I have my
One
own
shot.
pictures of Lisa Fuller.
The other guy, Vicky. Being a wuss.
To a can it, Frank.
Right. He's been your friend for a day and you're abusing him.
He's a 100-year-old monster, the living dead, and I tell him to can it.
12 years old. Remember?
We've got
The
stuff
math
to run.
club. Can we be in the math club?
Great.
I love
But that's
that.
what's so great about your character. I mean, you're an expert. You know who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know his mentality. You know Dracula. You know you're an expert.
And Eugene just follows us, but just
If you're in the club, you go.
You go.
do it.
Sean.
This is actually the only line in the movie that Shane Black and I wrote actually in the same room, like coming up with it. The thing about let's be mascot instead.
and switching it
Yeah,
up.
we said look at birds, collect rocks. No, it's funnier if he says look at rocks, collect birds.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of Dracula's obsession with high explosives. Which I think is a first in the Dracula canon. I don't know other films where he uses explosives throughout the film.
Yeah.
What gets me is he uses explosives, yet when he wants to set them off, he mind controls the device to go off
Every time.
Which is why couldn't he just mind control
the blow up.
the wall to explode?
Interesting. No, I don't think he does mind control. I think it's a mistake, actually.
Is it? I thought it was like pressure from somehow.
Well, he also looks at it later on.
Oh,
Next
the
scene.
dynamite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not there
Each
yet.
time.
Don't give it away. No spoilers. This movie's only 20 years old.
Well, like here.
Oh, yeah, now this is going of its own volition.
Right.
And I'm sure we got that from some creaky old, movie serial.
But I mean, he sat there with 4 sticks of dynamite going off, and he comes, Dracula's unscathed.
He's Dracula, man.
Of course.
He's
Only,
immortal.
only,
Now, here,
only
Michael,
wooden
look at the
stake.
camera here. Watch this.
Yeah.
Don't look at the camera, Michael. Michael.
Look like you can help him. But what do we do, Sean? A monster. Don't call him a monster. But what if he's dead?
Michael, I told you not to.
The leader of this squad. So listen,
Taking charge.
said
I love this performance.
You get so intense.
You were
It's
so
so
cool
good.
here.
Let's just try to find the amulet.
A little bit of bad directing here because it takes too long for Wolfie to come
Get the hell
out.
out of here.
But it works.
And the classic line.
Famous line.
Take him in the north! Take him in the north! He doesn't have manners! Do it! Do it!
I think it's a showbiz truism that kicking the balls will always work.
Which will always work.
I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos has traded on it for 10 years now.
Yes. And our favorite part where only in the Monster Squad creepy mansion when the lightning goes that the lights come on instead of flicker
See, I
off.
think that's cool. I'm seeing
think
it
it's
now
great.
that there are no source lights, but they're flickering on because of the lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's watch, if we're willing here, little Eugene and Pete the dog, shall we?
Oh, there.
His
Yes.
hands are on his face because he's scared, and he's still scared, and he's holding.
He's
Pete.
holding.
Oh,
And
that's what you were talking
now
Yeah, he's holding
scared
it.
again.
And Scooby Doo.
Yes. One of my favorite parts.
This is another growing
This
up.
is where
College.
Patrick's sister
Oh, yeah.
actually falls in love with me right here. This is the scene where she gives in
It's the biggest antenna in the history of antennas.
because she's
Yes.
full blown flirt right here.
Maybe the monster.
There it is,
It's your
and she's mine.
That's Pirate Bill.
Pirate
Pirate
Bill.
Bill.
Uncredited, but great role. Great performance.
But I was pleased with you and Lisa at that moment, Ryan. Like, do it small, you know.
It was funny. It was a good. It was a good comedic scene.
All I remember is I have never. This room smelled so bad because there was 3 tons of garlic in there.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a whole nother movie here, or maybe a graphic novel, is whoever brought the amulet to America and put it here, or whoever found the amulet in America and put it in this place because they were so scared. I mean, this chamber is really creepy.
The Freemasons.
Surrounded by crosses.
You want to talk about the technical thing right here?
Oh, there's a laser.
One laser that
Andre?
Yes. Bing!
I never noticed that before.
Yeah. And here's where Duncan chokes the absolute bejesus out of me.
Method acting.
That was not acting. That was.
I love that he has to think about whether or not he's going to use the pizza. He's like, I don't know.
Can I just say, a lesser movie would have set the pizza up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Yes.
we can just accept the
Because
he
we're
has
that
it,
we're that
totally.
smart on, and we're that smart that we know it would work. I mean, Fat Kid knows.
And arguably, the audience doesn't know exactly what's going on here, and it takes them a beat to figure
I've had to
it out.
explain that. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. But then they go,
I've ragged on the movie occasionally, but from here on, I'm pretty happy with it.
I love that I went and found him. Like, I knocked on his door. I was like, excuse me, scary German guy? Can you come help?
And how did you know that they needed help?
And how'd you know where to meet us?
When
Right
was the
there in the
last
middle of
time we saw
nowhere.
Phoebe? Wasn't she like going to bed or something?
Yeah, I think so.
And Rudy does have the girl because she's riding on his on his Harley.
So to speak.
It's all true. We found the amulet, but now there's monsters after us. We gotta go to places.
It's time to play Count these Spielbergian push-ins. And I love how Scary German Guy's so game right off the bat. There goes Pete. The dog cracks me up. From now on, watch the dog because he's a crack up.
I love his laugh here.
Call from some guy who tells you he's a werewolf. Look, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man. I apologize, all right?
That location is actually right across the street from the Scary Mansion. That one we just saw, the police station.
Midnight. We pulled this off. I'm gonna shit.
This is process stuff. Did we have grips moving the
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in
rig
the
and
studio and the...
Classic Hollywood filmmaking right here.
Yeah.
well, very
This
old
is
school.
the way
yeah.
it's old. This is the way it used to be
But
done.
you know what? It still looks real.
We got one. We had like one big fan and moving the truck and.
But we could have done this.
2x4 and apple crate.
That's right.
Yeah.
2x4 and apple.
We could have done this poor man's process. He just had lights, but I love that
No,
we
this
actually
is
got
great. It looks
answered
beautiful.
and its rear screen. And
Thank you, Andre, for teaching me how to shoot a bow and arrow
Glad I could help.
in your backyard with pizza and.
here comes the Wile E. Coyote double take.
But that's a great effect right there. That looks really cool. And I love
I love
when you
that
know
I'm
his,
the only one still screaming.
and his ribs come out. He actually has ribs falling.
That's gotta hurt.
See you later.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. You want to say a word about
Thank you, Fred.
bad
If
direction?
anybody knows about.
But you know, it's memorable.
It's great. It's beautiful. I've been
And Ryan
teased my
hates the
entire
line.
life. Ryan, what I want you to do is I want you to sing the line. I want you to sing it. You did. You did. When we did Foley, you
But the only way I would have asked you to do the line different is the same way that you say a line that's coming up, which is
Yes.
my favorite line reading
Yes.
the movie. So
Yes.
then you would have done it twice, and it's, you don't want to repeat
No,
yourself.
of course not.
This guy, I think he's just.
I love Stephen Mock right here.
I like how Dracula's just had it. I mean, he doesn't even care about his car.
He's
the
such a
fence.
badass, and that was.
And he just effortlessly rips off
And
a
these
steel
were
door.
all conscious decisions because we had to rig that door. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This guy is PO'd, and he's just going to rip this door off the back. And it's his own car.
And he's getting ready to just go
Yeah,
blow the
I love
hell
it.
out of five
but,
kids.
But they're not in there because it's dark.
But he doesn't know that.
But yeah, we're hiding.
He assumes they're there, which there's no real reason to. But yeah, he's trying to kill them.
It's a great explosion.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
explosion.
it's a really good one.
That was one take.
Yeah. For fans of the Omega Man, there's the Omega Man's penthouse in the background.
Fred, where was the set? Where was this set?
This is the Warner Ranch.
Lethal
So
Weapon
like on
house
the other
around
street,
corner.
there's the Munsters house and stuff.
And
like
No,
that?
that's
the
Universal.
That's Universal,
The Growing
right.
Pains house.
But the Lethal
That's
Weapon
in
house
town
is
square.
across the street from this. So
Yeah, Lethal Weapon's around this.
So two
there's like a
families
circle.
that Shane Black wrote live across the street from each other.
and two cops.
And they're both cops, yeah. Well, everybody in a Shane Black movie is a cop. Yeah, Steven is terrific in this because he's completely committed to it.
Yeah.
And Dracula just couldn't care less.
He's like amused by it.
Yeah.
I will have your son.
I was upset because we didn't watch him, but I mean, shooting holes through the house.
Now, this movie clearly, for you nerds out there, heavily influenced by Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, and that shadow, the transformation being done in shadow, is stolen, is also inspired by that. Well, they actually did with cell animation in that movie.
I love that she was like packing.
Yeah, no one knows
out.
that her bags are packed. And the picture's broken.
Yeah, she's leaving them.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember if we did a scene that led up to that, but...
Well, she is packing earlier at another scene.
Yeah,
earlier.
but I completely forgot she's actually leaving it.
Yeah. Right when the world's about to
this
end.
This marriage is in deep trouble.
Thank God the monsters came to save it.
In a strange sort of way, the monsters
saved the
yeah.
marriage.
Here comes another favorite Ryan line.
Don't take the church, it's religious.
That's what it is.
Thank you, Adam Carl.
Nope. He gave you the line reading?
Yes. After the fact. 20 years in the making.
Okay, so how was the line supposed to be read?
So what did I say there? Like it's
locked is what it is.
It's locked is what it is.
That is better.
Yes? Damn. Can we go
I gotta make that time machine work. Once the time machine is working, we will go back and reshoot that.
You should read it. He's not a virgin, you stupid. Did you ask him? Where you going, Rudy?
I'm in the goddamn.
Yes.
I've decided that's my favorite line in the movie.
That's a great line. Still gets
It
cheers.
really is.
Yep.
Still gets cheers. And Rudy is badass. He's going to stand and it's the showdown. There's the Western.
Mm-hmm. And it's framed, it's actually framed like a Western.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty sparsely populated town square, though, for Revolution.
Well, it's midnight. It's a sleepy
midnight. End of world, remember? Okay, one down. Remember, there's 3, folks.
Yes.
And here comes number 2.
Can't reach. Can't get him. Where?
2 down. And let's just forget about the 3rd one, shall we?
She doesn't really.
No, she's there in the match. They're fighting.
Yeah, but we don't see her. We don't see her.
And I like this. Just let's drive the Pontiac right through everything.
Third one, went off to the side and became a good one.
Phenomenal marksmanship.
He's good.
Left-handed pistol riding in a car, shooting a moving bird.
There's a real momentum to this movie right now. I just love the cuts and the shots, and it's like it just keeps moving. Although we do take a very brief moment here.
This is a great little scene, though.
Well, what's funny about this is that if you look at Buffy and Underworld and a lot of the vampire stuff that happened since this movie, you have these kind of half bat, half human hybrids. But I never saw one before this.
GB. Oh, that's Jaws all the way right there.
Totally.
Well, he just gets worked here. I mean, Wolfman just works my dad.
Now, we had a tie-in with sports.
This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite Andre moment. This is my favorite Andre moment, everybody.
Okay.
Hey, asshole. You look.
Ooh. Love it.
And dad and son too.
Yes, love it. Yet.
Well, yeah, and big cheer.
Big hug.
Big cheer there. But this is...
Everybody knows. There's only one way to get away.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I had to come back and save you. Oh, you thought you did such a good job.
Oh. It's alright, I saved all your asses in the end.
That's right.
Yeah!
Let's try it again now, shall we?
Look, you've got me obsessed.
I thought it was going to affect that as the amulet's getting more activated and working. It's different lights,
Yeah.
different color, and
Yeah.
speed. And this is a great effect right here. That just looks cool.
Tremendous energy from all these actors. And they're all from different schools and they're different ages, and it all sort of seems to work.
She has another one of my favorite lines in the movie.
Did you?
Cut to the wide shot to show nothing's happening.
I like that shot. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that was Peter Hanks shot.
Where's the big limbo thing?
I like how a 14-year-old kid just took out 3 monsters, but a platoon of cops can't do anything.
Adults are useless.
He's in the goddamn club. Remember?
That's right.
This is one of my favorite lines.
No, what do you mean, no? Well, Steve,
It doesn't count.
And Robbie is so over the top there, but it totally plays.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's right at the right pitch for what the scene should be. Because we're intercutting with, Wolfman tearing these guys to shreds. And see, people are coming out of their houses now in the background. Ryan, you want to tell the story about that moment?
One take.
But remember the sound man?
Yeah.
His line is...
Right. There was in the script, it said, Rudy, bang.
Before he fires.
And I said it, and I don't remember the entire story.
The sound man said, hey, wait, he said bang. Yeah, it's in the script. He thought it was a mistake.
I think a piece of shrapnel from the blank actually hit someone, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had to cut after that.
Oh, I don't
Except you said cut and print.
Oh.
And that was it.
Yeah.
We did one take.
We were done. Okay,
That's my favorite.
I take it
kill
back.
in the whole movie.
I take it back with the creature. He is actually kind of badass.
That's my favorite kill in the whole movie.
And here's a PG-13. Here's a wonderful kind of. You have to ask yourself, okay, who is this movie for exactly? He's 10. He's got a 12-gauge shotgun.
Great monster. Great.
Yeah. But really easy to kill.
Okay, now a lot of people say he's easy to kill, but you'll notice he was already wounded there in the shoulder.
From what?
I don't know, but
also I think it's,
it.
I think it's also more about Horace.
Oh, it's all about Horace.
Yeah.
Because he looks completely terrified before he's about to kill him.
Yeah, now look at him now.
And then
So bad.
yes, then he realizes,
big cheer.
oh my god, I'm part of this club. Like I think that was like his definitive moment.
No
Totally.
question.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
like
I
his
can do
survival.
this. I can do this.
Yeah.
I think this is a great
Well, everybody
reaction.
earns their stripes in this scene, is what it comes down to. They've formed the club, but it isn't a squad yet, and they have to actually do it for it to be a squad.
That's a great shot right here with Duncan and Dragon. Just this is business now. It's-
I hope he just sees
Yeah.
everybody
They're
out.
gnats. They're just
Isn't there some like
insects.
misconception where you actually like rip someone's head off, but it's
Right,
actually
it looked like his head
falls
pops off, but it's just his hat.
Yeah.
I like it.
This, no, excuse me.
Yeah, he's just these
Think
are
not.
I
This
love
guy
how
couldn't
he just
even
doesn't
shoot.
look. He's just on a path.
they're minor nuisances that
Yeah, yeah.
must be eradicated.
But he
And
can't stop me.
I think I see Mike Seaver in the
think
back window there.
Alan Thicke is gonna run out.
And there's also, I believe Zach Galligan lives on that. Is that his name? From Gremlins? I think the Gremlins house is back there.
The church behind us is the Rocky Horror Church, isn't it?
I don't know about that, but it is at the end of the original Ocean's 11.
Oh, that's
This is great too.
Oh god, I was so scared. He was so scary. Even thinking about it now.
Ashley. Just tell the story right now.
Yeah, Fred goes, "You're gonna scream in the scene," and I go, "When?" And he goes, "You'll know." Then I get lifted up on this thing. I don't see his eyes. You notice the eyes are not red in that shot. Or here, there's no teeth.
Right, you're doing the coverage.
And then there it is.
That reaction we just saw was her seeing him for the first time with his fangs in his eyes.
And it's one take also.
Yeah, look at her. She's
She's
terrified.
terrified.
God, I feel badly.
Yo, you don't feel bad. I'm fine. Look, Frank comes to save the day.
Bogus.
I like the scene. It's a very cool, very cool.
Aww.
Baby! Welke? See?
The Misfits band together to save the world. I mean, this is like the scary German guy is pivotal here.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it without all of us.
Yep.
Nicht weh!
Frank must sound so endearing.
I remember this scene. We had those huge fans
Yeah.
Oh, that was
blowing.
Ritters, just giant fans.
Huge fans. And at one point, the bench that I'm behind gets pulled over. And they pull it a little too hard. And they pull it away from me, and I have nothing to hold on to. I must have been 40 pounds when we made this movie. And I swear to God, I thought it was going to blow away. I think I was clutching on to the grass.
It's that body that's going by. Oh, this is one of the vampires.
Steak vampire girls.
Yeah.
I like that.
There goes a sheriff's deputy.
Yeah.
Do it. So insert back at Cobra.
Here it comes. Yeah. Actually, had the scene where I was actually up on a crane that we didn't. All my feet are in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
With the thumbs up one?
Yeah, in a cheesy kind of way, it actually does. There's Pete the Dog on a wire.
Pete the Dog on a wire.
The only thing better than Pete the Dog not on a wire is Pete the Dog on a wire.
I mean, he loses his Land Cruiser. I mean, that's
a miniature Jeep there.
I mean, I think that's a great shot. Like, you could actually you could actually stop him from being sucked.
Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yeah. I totally remember doing
Music's great here.
it. It was sad.
Ton of stuff going on.
So you can see, like, the bench pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's like Eugene with a dog. I would point these things out, and Jim Mitchell would say, if they're looking at that, they're not into the movie. Well, this seems more obvious because it's a direct.
That's
it's a direct cut.
That's the stunt double.
Back to where you were before.
Yeah.
How many leaves did you guys had to pull out of your hair that day?
I was pulling them out for a week.
I was covered in wet leaves for like 3 days straight.
So here's a question for the group: why was Frankenstein sucked into the vortex if he's good?
I always wondered that too.
Because he just had to go. He can't stay on this earth. He had to.
It was his salvation. His
going where he belongs. He doesn't belong here.
I like that.
And here comes the army.
In our World War II Sherman.
Fred, you cut the scene right here. That's where I get the girl.
There's a little more. There's a little more there.
That's where I get the girl.
I just think it's so wonderful that Eugene has written a letter to the army saying, "Come quick, there are monsters,"
and they show up. But they're too late.
But you got to give him credit for just showing up.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, this is a platoon, for Christ's sake.
Can somebody tell me what the Sam Hill is going on around here?
Well, we can't, sir.
Who are you?
Luckily, he has it handy.
And a hush falls over the crowd, and
We're the Monster Squad.
Okay, so what was my direction to you on that?
How would Clint do it?
And what's great is it doesn't sound at all like Clint Eastwood.
No.
But
it sounds like Andre's imagination of what Clint Eastwood would sound
he's
like.
just bitching. He's just cool.
I don't know, I'm like, Mom, Dad, this is Scary German Guy, meet him.
That's right. Some of
like,
these
hey,
characters are meeting for the first time.
Yeah, hey,
So
meet
what for
everybody.
him?
I'm still like running, like, yeah.
What's weird is if you look, first I go like, I hug Lisa, of course.
Yeah.
Then I turn around and I start hugging Adam Carl. Like, yes, we did it!
And then
like he was like hiding in the comic book shop the whole time.
He was no use at all.
He was nothing.
And then we have the
He's
Monster Squad rap.
This is
The Monster Squad rap.
just like the montage. You got to have the rap song.
The rap song at the end.
Well, if you've enjoyed this half as much as we've enjoyed doing it for you, then we've enjoyed it twice as much as you.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
It's been great.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, Walt Rob. Yes, right. I remember Walt.
And Dick Durock, I didn't mention him. He's Swamp Thing. He's the cop that holds back Mary Ellen Trainor.
And which is funny, is like, years and years later, all these, like, you see the first AD and guys that were lower on the crew list here, and, they're still working.
Mm-hmm.
They were still around. There's a lot of people on this production that did a lot of stuff.
Should we thank some people that, like, made this happen?
Absolutely.
Got the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
Let's thank
Michael?
Alamo Draft House.
Oh, yeah. Eric.
Let's thank
Eric Vesby for
Cool
Eric
News.
Vesby and Ain't It Cool News.
For sure.
Quint.
If it wasn't for him.
Let's thank Monster Mania, obviously.
Yes.
Yep.
Where this all went down.
And our producer, Michael Felsher.
Yeah.
And Michael. Amazing.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Let us say whatever we wanted.
And our
not whatever.
Not
How about our loyal Monster Squad fans that
yeah. Without
have
all
kept
their...
this alive? This is great.
And hopefully new ones.
You guys are nuts and amazing at the same time.
Completely. And we love it.
No, I'm just reading the credits.
Elise was the student. Remember Elise? Oh my god, she was so strict. Me and you one time were playing handball outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You get back in here right now!" And we were like, "Oh shit, math!" She was amazing. You guys made her hide from me
So that you could look
so that
out
I
the
could
window
go
with the
and do
climb
binoculars.
up the treehouse and hang out the window. You're like, "Elise, we have something for you. Here's some donuts." I actually think you actually like coerced her out of the situation by telling her she had other business with some of the other kids. Is what actually
Interesting.
happened.
Yeah, we may have.
And then you went like this, "Ryan, get up, get me under the tree, get me under the tree."
But you have to remember, this was after the Twilight Zone accident.
Yeah.
So,
No.
so they were very
I'm glad it went down,
cautious about all that.
or else we wouldn't be able to do it.
Probably
You would never have gotten that shot.
hanging you up on wires, and
Meg Freeman, she was amazing.
who can forget Meg?
Anybody want to do the Monster Squad theme song, right? Come on, everybody in the room. Come on.
They're gonna go on tour. Let's bring Michael Sabello out and go on
Rock
tour.
until you drum, dance until your brain falls out.
Now, is it brain falls out or brains fall out? Is it plural?
Dance until your nuts are gone.
I like wait until your pants fall down.
Dance until your pants fall off.
Alternately rock and dance until various and sundry things fall off or out.
I like the rap. He says, "We need silver bullets. We need wooden stakes. No more stuff won't work because they live on hate."
It's very hip hop.
It's great with Michael Cimbello as as gangster as it comes.
Gilman swimming in a
Speaking
pool.
of smokes,
Gilman swimming in the pool.
He never swims in a pool.
There's not a pool in this movie.
cigarettes.
Make him slip and trip. That's a great one.
That's one way to get rid of him.
And
See?
the end. Thank you
Excellent.
very much.
Thank you for viewing.